Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Kaijuro Cards. It's been a little while. We got a brand new season with actually new cards and not just patch notes. Again, 5 patch notes, but we actually have an update. And if you couldn't tell by my new outfit, specially handpicked just for this update, it is the furry update. They call it feline, I call it furries, and you can't change my opinion on that. It's the furry update. So I kind of want to just talk about them because this is such a weird group of cards as a whole. I don't think it's a bad group of cards. I just think it's weird. If you could tell, I haven't really bothered to pick up that many. Uh, this is like the one I'm missing that I like. Oh, I need to get this one, or maybe waiting to have it. But like overall, we're gonna get into it. But like these aren't really needed cards, which is kind of sad. I feel like you want to be encouraged to pick up the new cards. I do not feel encouraged. However, I did pick up one of them when I can find it. Here it is, Serena's. So we're gonna start with this one after the patch notes. So standard changes: overbake cookie text to play. Shuffle a base copy with permanent plus 2,000 to plus permanent 3,000 into your deck. Uh, ensuring we got a power buff from 6 to 8,000. Crisis Boulder text to destroy a minion when your hand is emptied, reduce cooldown by 1. And Hyper Dragon's text to recast a charge by control a different dragon. Um, this is cool. This cookie, I don't know. It's a weird one cause as a whole. I'm shouting him, please figure out this card. I am so sick of seeing this card. Crisis Boulder is cool. They're gonna make it like a empty hand synergy ability. I don't know if this is gonna really make it that useful. Just because that 4 cooldown. Yeah, you're gonna be able to remain, but man, that is just yeesh. Um, let's see. The Hyper Dragon. This was basically so you could just get a 4,000 stat spread on one turn. It was a little silly broken. I'm glad this is a fair nerf. Um, and overall, yeah, I mean, not bad. It's a very small patch notes because you got the new content stuff, but we're used to I'm like used to this where I had to get ready to read a Wikipedia page. I think this is fine. Um, Interested to see if Instronium is gonna make it back to being really good again. Because an 8,000 stab stick as a neutral, not bad if you just want stats. But with that being said, it's time for cards. Now, as a kind of spoiled, this is the first one. Serena's Feline 4 cost triggers the effects of your ability. What is this card? This is just Power Crept Fireclaw Cook. For those who don't know, Fireclaw is he's somewhere. Oh yes, he is. He's 5 cost. Why am I looking at the force? He's a 5. Reduce the cooldown of your ability if it's ready. Activate it. It's just that. But even if this is on cooldown, it just triggers it, which is just like, okay, cool, that's balanced and stuff. It's a really fun card, especially in water forge and stuff. It is just a really good card. Um, 5 out of 5. I don't even need to tell you why this card's good. It's literally just the free ability proc. Doesn't matter the ability. Um, Water has some good abilities. You can Hydroscope if you want to, I guess. Deep Freeze if you want. Can Coral Cup. Yeah, free Coral Cup proc. That's pretty nuts. Cybersecurity, give minions a hand plus 1,000. That's fun. Spiral Gate's insane. These are like the two big ones in my opinion. Devouring Vortex, banishing minions, and Spiral Gate, returning cards to hand and playing them. That feels like the two big ones. You could do some nutty stuff with Spiral Gate. I've seen specifically Fate Breaker just flipping, popping off of it. I'm wanting this card to get a nerf. I'm all for this card getting a nerf. So that concludes the cards I bothered to get. Actually, no, wait. I think I did get one more. Not like grinding it. Yeah, I got catnips. We'll talk about catnips. Your minions have plus 5,000, decreases by 1,000 each turn. Sure. I mean, the way I see this card is you want to play this like last. So like as your opponent, like your opponent has to be like, oh man, I have the war next turn. You can play this and like crap, you know they're gonna win now. That's the dreams of catnips. Keyword dreams. Keyword ain't gonna happen, chief. Oftentimes you're pressured to play it early, and your opponents will just stall you out. Overall, it's an okay card. I can see it being cool. 3 out of 5. I mean, it's a 5 cost. This shouldn't be this OP instant win card that you have, but it's okay. Now we have a 1 cost. 1 costs are always interesting because they can't do a ton, but they have to be good, if that makes any sense, because you want a cheap option. So this is called Verminant. Oh gosh, this is going to be a lot of mispronunciations. Charge when drawn, gain plus 1,000, or lose 1,000 at random. Sure. uh, if you want your death cards or just kind of whatever, this works. It's nice that it has charge. Overall, though, it's like, okay, sure. Souls feel to some extent, not really, but to some extent. Uh, 2.5 out of 2.5 out of 5. Even for like a 1 cost, it's just a weird card. It's nice when you get the 2,000 stats, but you have to draw it, which means you could have drawn something pretty big. Instead, you're drawing this. So, do that with that as you will. We got old bubbly boops. When you rearrange a minion in your deck, give it plus 3,000. Um, this is a cool card. I kind of feel like Search was forgotten about. Not like rightfully so. It's just weird because it's lacking a bunch of power cards, which this feels like it's a a step in the right direction. I reversed that to do this, and I don't know. It's just a weird archetype. I feel like this is a fun design. My only problem is you gotta get this out here, then you gotta play your Surge cards, then you gotta actually benefit the cards, and then you gotta win wars. Uh, which overall is like cool. Moon Whiskers. Now this was the first card reveal, I believe, for the season on the Discord. This was the first card that got revealed, which is play first, draw any spell that costs 3 or less, play it with recast. Holy crap, guys! Nexus Charger stocks are through the roof. That's all. That's what this felt like. I don't think this is an unbalanced card. It's just a weird one because let's see. Can I type free spell? Yeah, I can. Yeah, Heavenly Charger, Blinding War, Nexus Charger, Pearly Gates, Thundernet, Explorer Scope, or like Rune Portal. Like these aren't bad spells. It's just as a play first, you're not particularly wanting like what are you gonna Nexus Chargers the Whiskers? Uh, Blinding Ward's pretty nice. You can get that proc going, or Heavenly Charger proc. Those are nice. I remember people freaking out about like the potential Nexus Charger stocks, which it's there. I just don't. I think I think people kind of freaked out over that. We're gonna do the legendary last. Flameyard Flinger. Play first. Get 2 Flameyards. Now this is a 4 cost. We got our 4s. The second other 4s. Yes. Um, the Flameyards are charge, destroy a minion with 1,000 or less, improve your future Flameyards by 1,000. This is a cool one. I was thinking particularly for Fire 4s, because what you can do. Oh no, I can't remember. Magma Burst. Summon a 1,000 minion for summon 2 more. So you get your Valkaiser, you play this, and you can just start ramping and eventually interact with your enemies. And with charge, is pretty good. I don't know. I haven't bothered to get it because I don't think it's gonna be that great in Fire 4s. Hence why I haven't picked it up. Um, but yeah, overall decent card. So now we got the epics that I haven't picked up yet. First up is Herb Mauler. When this gains power, give any minion in your deck that much power. Oh, oh, it's kind of funny because this card could be insane. If this thing was like a 7 cost Shroud, dear lord, the Kaijuro meta would be shooken to some extent. You can't fight me on that because I remember seeing this and I felt like the give a minion plus 8,000, like just being able to get just like that alone would be so much profit. You're giving a minion in your deck 8,000. You could spam Shroud minions, like you could Copper Claw or Ninja Pumpkin. They would benefit from this more so than others, and I think this is really cool. Oh yeah, Flamer and Flinger. I just realized. So sorry, jump ship, but I don't think I gave these cards like a star ranking. Uh, 3. I think that's fair for this. Um, 3.5 for this. I think it has good potential. And um, 3.5. Don't worry. By the way, you're like, oh, you don't have these cards. How would you know anything about these cards? I have watched a lot of people playing with them. I've battled against them a ton, and so I'm using that to base this off. Flame Yard, I saw like twice. It has some interesting potential, I think, overall. So anyway, back to Verb Holler. The reason why it's not the meta card I was hyping up to be a couple seconds ago, it's in nature. Nature suffers from severe natureitis, and natureitis side effects include being slow, frankly, not being able to protect your good cards that easily, and it's a terrible condition. If you have natureitis, please go see a doctor. Get it treated immediately. It's lethal. It's deadly. Death Ledger will come for you. But I think it's cool. You know, you could have potential if you could somehow play this and a spell the same turn, like the where is it? This where you give a mini plus 3,000 shroud. Like you could shroud it. You just gotta do it. And you play this, and now you have a plus. You know, you have so much power in your deck. You're like, wow, look at me, guys. I'm so cool. And everyone's like, wow, you're so cool, Marshy. How could I ever become like you one day? And I'll be like, you can't repeat perfection. Anyway, um, I think I'm gonna give it a 2.7. That's a weird ranking. I just don't feel like it's exactly a 50% good of a card. I want to see it. I want to live in a day where this is going to be a good card. And I can see that day. I can see a day where it's like summon a minion and then play a spell. You know, if we get that in nature, we're all good in the hood. You know, I could definitely see this being good one day. Just for right now, it's not terrible. It's just natureitis, man. It's a terrible skin condition. Um, Next we got Phantom Panther. Oh no. So Shroud at the end of the round, destroy a minion. Why do we keep power creeping darkness like this? We love giving darkness good tools, good 5 cost tools. On just kind of show my point. Blue Tongue Chimera just got rebalanced to be like this, which is played Death Destroy Minion. This is kind of like that, but on steroids. Chaos Worm, great tool for darkness for worms. It's great interaction. Dark Magician, sending minion from your deck to graveyard. This used to be really good. It's still okay, but not as OP as it used to be. Dark String Jester, summoning minion from your opponent's graveyard. Good card. Dark Void Cultist, it's a key factor in death decks. Gluttonous Worm, actually that one's pretty mid. Hydra Medusa, great legendary, could shut down some decks. Kronkos used to be one of the most threatening cards ever. Now it's not. Lost Soul, really broken good card, still really good even after its nerf. Saw Guy Gorel, what makes souls and really useful. Stinger Worm, in my opinion, one of the best tech cards in the entire game. I don't care what anyone says. Undead Royalty, dear lord. like the fives of darkness, and now we're getting Panther. You can't convince me otherwise. They got some bomb diggity tech cards going on there. Panther's no exception. This thing is a great addition to darkness. Because I've seen like Death Ledger, like just like your meta slop decks, because what you're doing is you play this and let's say you somehow get rid of all their blockers and it's like, oh, okay, this is their key card, boom, destroy it. It's pretty good. Pretty silly. Not as much power though, luckily. Thank goodness for that. So overall, I think this is a 4.5 out of 10. I don't think it's Serena's good with the 5 of being like that really good tech card, but it's pretty good. Speaking of pretty good, Wing Tabby, fill your board with 500 feline angel felines. Why? This is a weird way to make not start an in deck card a thing. Because what you're doing is you play this and you play with Bonds of Justice, which gives all these plus 2,000. Boom, you have now played a 7 cost, like 12,000 combo. Cool. Thanks. And since it's so widespread, your opponent has to have AoE removal or else. Um, I think people kind of slightly overfreak about how good this card is. It's still pretty good, but I don't know. People are like, "Oh, this is OP." I don't think it's OP, but it is pretty silly. But overall, it's pretty fun. I don't know. I kind of like it. 4.4, just 4 out of 5. No point, just 4. I don't think it's gonna be Phantom Panther tech card, and I think it's getting slightly nerfed. I believe, which fair. Again, I don't think it's OP, but I think a nerf is reasonable for it. And we got Embor or I don't know. I'm calling it Embor. It's the Pokemon knockoff. Can't tell me otherwise. Discard a random minion. Repeat its conditional effects. So this is a new key thing. Conditional. Bolded keywords preceding an effect. So play, def, first, etc. This is really cool. Wish we could choose a discard, but that's fine. I think overall this is a cool way to boost Fire Force after them getting gutted and drop kicked to the ground. Um, I think this is a fun card, being able to like discard a minion and trigger its effects. Uh, a lot of people like are using this in discard. I had the ideas of like destroy or like play first. I don't know, that's kind of weird, but it could work. And last but not least, oh yeah, Ember. I'll give it a 3.8. It's pretty wonky at times, but overall pretty good. But yeah, so now we got Rat Buster Clazo. Shuffle a pesky rat into your opponent's deck. When summoned, a random enemy feline devours this. Wow. So you gotta run this and 2 other felines to even make it have a chance. Wow. Spoiler alert. 1.5 out of 5 for this card. We don't have enough felines to make this make sense. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel fun to use. It hardly ever procs. You're hardly ever gonna get that bonus unless they're like a cycle deck. So I don't know. Just a weird card overall. That's how I think I feel about the update overall. It's okay. I mean, look, this was really cool. I made a not a giant, but I made a suggestion in the Discord about how like we just need to just stop adding new tribes, new stuff. Please just finish what we have. I mean, look at this. This is the virus tribe. We have more furries than we do viruses. An entire archetype meant to be for water. This is all we got. And even like 2 of these are spells. Like I don't count those. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm not even really gonna count Eye the Tide because let's be for real, it's not a good card. So we have 5 virus cards. Wow, what a cool thing or cool game. Hey guys, remember traps? I don't think the devs do because this is all we got after like half a year. This is all the traps that exist. Not terrible, but the most expensive trap we have is 6 cost. I want some like high-end traps. I would think that would be kind of fun, but nope. No, no. Okay, this is what we get. And I think overall it's not bad. I just feel like I don't know. It's just there feels like there's so much stuff the game just forgot about on for no reason. And I don't know. As a community, I feel like we're paying the price for their actions. I still find it funny how it's gotten to the point. I think Forge is probably the most fleshed out archetype. I mean, holy crap. I think Forge might be like the most fleshed out archetype right now, which is kind of funny if you think about it. That the most options for a deck is Forge. The archetype designed to restrict. um, Again, I don't think this was a terrible update. My thing is like the good ones are just really good. It's just a power creep version of a pass card, and the bad ones are Rat Buster Clazo, where it's like creating synergy for something that, let's be real, won't get much support in the future. I feel like felines are going to be forgotten about. Uh, it's not a terrible idea. Like, this would be okay if we had more felines. I feel like if you want to make a neutral feline, make it support stuff that exists. Literally have it be like, hey, if you play a virus, it get more numbers. That would be like so much better than this. Like you don't even have to give it actual power. Just say it get big numbers. That'd make me feel better about myself while playing viruses. Moral support. And um, like I'm just happy to finally make this review video because now I can get these cat ears off. I've had so many people like, why are you wearing cat ears? I'm like, it's for a video. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I've had fun. Update wise, 3 out of 5. I have like, you could tell, like, I just have not really bothered to pick these up myself. I just fought a lot of people who did have them, kind of get some general thoughts on them. And a lot of people have the general consensus I do. Like, this isn't terrible. It's just, I don't know. This is what we're getting. Like, look at this man. This man right here. He's sad. Look, he just disappeared. He vanished because where's his where's his spark replicator support, guys? Come on, get your act together. I want some. Where's his spellbane dragon support? He's sad because a lot of these cards are just like, why do I want to play these? Um, like right now, I feel like we're just getting updates. Like I feel like they're just throwing crap at the wall and just hoping, praying that something's gonna stick. Like we're getting the most weirdest random stuff, which is okay, spices it up, but it's just really random. However, they did just hire 2 developers, Oro and Red Evan, which congratulations you two. Can't wait to see what you guys do. Um, Hopefully, hire more developers. We're gonna get actual stuff because Oro was kind of in the know with the player base, like understood how players felt, kind of. I feel like. So hopefully he'll like go, hey, big man, boss man. People are not happy. They want Quill Juggernaut support. You know, everyone loves Quill Juggernaut. That's that's like a fan favorite card. What would this game be like without Quill Juggernaut or Forney Creeper? But overall, not a terrible update. Like it's not terrible. I do think the update last month with all the patch notes was more impactful than this, though, which is kind of funny. Overall, though, hope you did enjoy this. I'm going to go rip off these cat ears now and put my hat back on so nobody can see my bald head. Goodbye.